Hello, citizens! This is Duke Rim the first of the Prussian Pacific, and I'm reacting to The Cold War by OverSimplified. There's two parts to it, part 1 and part 2. Well, I'm gonna react to the part 1 series. It's not a Team Fortress 2 video, but it's a history video. Also, the reason why I react to this video because there's a new Call of Duty game called comes out, and it's called Call of Duty Cold War. Black Ops. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Yes, not Black Ops. Not Call of Duty Black Ops 5, not Call of Duty Black Ops 1, but Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Anyways, let's react to this video.
I've decided that in order to sell more merch,
I'll put on the captions on.
So are you ready? Here we go. Boom.
Woo!
New minimalist and Cold War merch available now, and get the new limited edition.
This is your advertisement.
Before it sells out, with more characters coming in the future.
OverSimplified.
Link in the description down below. The year is 1917. Fighting
this is us fighting against the Russian Empire.
And Russia are on the brink of collapse. Soldier, I need
and we send the wrong man. That's what it explains here.
Got it. Found him, sir. What?
Okay, no, this man was worse.
Lenin, the Russian communist. What? Why would I need a beetle? Lenin, the Russian
Who
communist.
needs a hippie?
You know what? I'll do it myself.
To solve a problem. Okay. That's Lennon.
Who wants to start a revolution?
Screw this man. He messes everything up. He's a creation of freaking slavery.
The Germans put Lenin on a train and sent him all the way back to Russia.
We rather send a whole son than Bolshevik into
the
Russia.
Was overthrown, and Lenin was in charge. He immediately pulled out of the First World War, made the country communist, started a 3-year-long civil war, got shot, broke the economy, caused a famine.
I told you, communism does not work.
Said, hey man,
oh no, that's
socialism. Giving people
socialism.
Jobs, not to let that jerk Stalin become the next leader. By the way, who did I put in charge of giving people jobs? That would be Stalin, sir. Stalin was a rising force in the Communist Party. He still had some opponents, but conveniently, all of them were arrested or disappeared. So that was lucky.
My nose is
Stalin
itching.
took over. He implemented his 5-year plans, which
Why
transformed
you
the
say
country's economy to an industrial one. And like Lenin before him, he reigned with.
Did you want a bomb factory or something?
Would either be killed or left to rot in the horrendous Soviet work camps.
That's why we need Germany. This is us. We need to save the country from communism. But
ally, the Winter, punched them all the way back to Berlin.
At this point,
being allies, America, the UK, and the Soviet Union were good chums. They held a couple of conferences near the end
we
of the war
need paratroopers into Moscow.
Hey Stalin, after all your trials and tribulation, you must be pretty happy to be standing here in Berlin.
And these guys are worse.
Hey,
I don't know which one.
Hey man, I think something's up with Stalin.
I think I'm confused.
Shall I tell him about
Churchill is a gangster, mobster. Well,
that will scare him. So we got
Franklin D. Roosevelt was
an entire city in one go. Yes.
Oh, that's Harry Truman.
I meant to act surprised.
He is anti-communist.
Wow, that's amazing. He already knew. How? Am I sure I want to send nuclear secrets via unsecure public coffee shop Wi-Fi? Am I ever? Dude, use a VPN. And speaking of VPNs,
okay, no, I don't need to get
internet safety seriously. Then you need NordVPN. Nord/OverSimplified, also in the description box.
No sponsors, no sponsors allowed.
Oh, yeah. Does the A stand for atomic or ass? Then America dropped their big A-bomb on Japan, and World War II officially came to an end. Hooray, we won! Okay, so now it's time to establish the New World Order. Stalin, you're in charge of Eastern Europe. Now, we want you to let them all hold elections. Oh yes,
New Order
elections. And these elections will be free and fair, right? Oh yes, certainly, free and fair. Definitely free and fair. Communist.
I hate it when someone put it to East Germany.
Throughout Eastern Europe, Soviet puppet governments were established as a buffer zone between the USSR and the West, with Churchill proclaiming an iron curtain.
Which Germany should I pick? East Germany or West Germany?
Old allies was deteriorating fast. Over the next few years, the British intervened in the Greek Civil War to prevent a communist takeover. In Turkey, the Russians began demanding more control of Turkey.
Leave Turkey alone! Turkey was fought with help the Germans
After World War
during
II,
World War
Iran was now
One.
occupied by both the Soviets
I have
and the
nothing to
British,
do
with
with
an agreement
Iran.
to both pull out once the war was over. The British pulled out. Stalin was like, you know what? I think I might stick around. All in favor of kicking Russia out of Iran?
Yes.
Want to know something? You guys suck. Pressure from the UN forced the Soviets to leave, and with the establishment of NATO, the Soviets had no doubt that the West was out to encircle and destroy them.
Go
The
to
American
NATO.
announced the Truman Doctrine, in
Wait.
which they basically said, those guys are not cool, cannot be trusted, and we will do everything we can to prevent the spread of communism around the world.
Alright.
Many view this moment
Truman.
as the official declaration of the Cold War.
Now
Back
we're
in Europe,
talking.
everyone was living in a post-apocalyptic void brought on by the Second World War. Cities reduced to rubble, not enough food. It was terrible. This is great. The more they suffer, the more likely it is they'll turn to communism. Dude, you're really
Both of your ideologies have massive famine
America
things.
realized what was going on and quickly
Capitalism be like
Marshall Plan. They sent $12 billion to Western Europe for its economic recovery. The countries of
$12
Stalin's
million.
Eastern Bloc looked on with envy. Hey, Czechoslovakia, you want to come get some economic aid? Yeah, but I have to check with my mom first.
That's so transgender.
Sorry, America. I can't come. This was a
What?
full-on economic battle raging between capitalism and communism in Europe.
I told you capitalism was amazing.
Better than the East. That would be a defeat for Stalin. So he set up his own rival economic recovery plan, which he called Comecon. And he also
What about
set up
Finland?
Comecon, which gave him more political control over the Eastern Bloc. But nowhere did this economic battle rage harder than in the city of Berlin. Caught over 100 miles behind Soviet lines, the city had been divided up between the Allies, and the western segments were still under Western control. East Berliners could travel freely to West Berlin. See the economic prosperity thing. Maybe this communism thing ain't.
If I'm
gonna have fun tonight.
Live in East Berlin, I will go to West Berlin before the wall had been built.
You're home late. Oh, Stalin. I was just out with my friends. Friends? You stink of capitalism! You're out engaging in imperialist debauchery again! I swear
Going to imperialism!
Stalin wanted the West out, so he said, hey, guess what? I'm blockading all of your supply routes.
Hey, that's a violation against human rights.
I suppose we'll just fly the supplies in.
Air.
Alright, Truman. You win this round. The Berlin airlift was an incredible undertaking and a major success for the Western Allies, and Stalin ended his.
Maybe we can develop our own air force.
Actions worried the West, but not as much as this did.
Oh no!
The Soviet Union
we should have the bomb with America. Not the Soviets have the bomb with America. The Soviet Union has less bombs than America.
Stalin came out and said that war between the Soviet Union and the West was unlikely. Oh, wait, inevitable. He said it was inevitable. Hey, you know who I haven't checked in on in a while? My good friend China.
Oh no, not the nationalists.
Them was a full-blown civil war that had been going on since 1927. The People's Liberation
Where's the put of the Chinese nationalists? But the Chinese nationalists lose by the communists, and that's how Taiwan was born. Rainbow. Wait.
But wait, there's more. After the Second World War, Korea was divided along the 38th parallel. In the north, the Soviets set up a communist
occupied Korea more.
Anti-communist regime. Both were led by very sweet-looking old men, but don't let that deceive you. They were both ruthless and both dreamed of reuniting Korea under their own regime. Now that he had the bomb, Stalin was feeling a little more cocky, and he finally gave Kim permission to attack. The North launched a surprise invasion of the South on June 25th, 1950.
Fight against North Korea for Korean freedom.
Just 3 days and replacing one ruthless dictator with another.
This is why we need to send German troops to reinforce. Where's Germany? Oh, that's right. We need to develop an army.
They pushed the North Koreans out of Seoul, replacing the ruthless dictator that had replaced the first ruthless dictator with the same ruthless dictator that had previously been replaced by the new ruthless dictator. And the West then continued all the way up the Korean Peninsula. At this point, China was getting worried that the UN may just keep going. The US had sent this guy to lead the operation. After winning the Pacific Theater of World War II, General Douglas MacArthur's head was big, and his balls were bigger. He reassured President Truman that there was absolutely no way at all that the Chinese would ever get involved. Meanwhile, 500,000 Chinese troops were crossing.
This is what happens when you don't let Germany join your wars.
Oh, come on! You're fired.
I think we choose the nuclear options.
But now that the Soviets also had the bomb, they didn't want to risk all-out global destruction. The communists pushed the West right back almost to the exact same spot they had all started from, and they ended up in a stalemate where they remained until.
If we send German troops to the Korean War, oh no!
Americans decided they wanted a new president who would be tough on communism, so they elected famed World War II General Eisenhower, who was really hard to draw. It's 1953. Hey Stalin, How you doing? Oh, he's dead. He had a cerebral hemorrhage, and his reign of terror kind of came back to bite him in the ass because he had imprisoned all of his best doctors, and those that were left.
Look, all these doctors.
The new leader,
Food and not medicines, you
"Hey guys,
fat.
you know how Stalin was imprisoning and murdering us all for doing basically nothing? Yeah, he was kind of a jerk.
Now this is
I'm really not sure how this is news to you. Khrushchev went on a campaign of de-Stalinization.
He's a
Statues of
Stalinist.
Stalin were taken
And
down,
he hit Stalin.
Stalingrad was renamed, and Khrushchev announced that he wanted
Volgograd, that sounds right, Russian.
greater freedom in the Soviet Union. So how did that work out? Well, an uprising in East Germany was brutally suppressed. A revolution in Hungary was brutally suppressed. And demonstrations in Poland
I don't like East German uprising. I hope.
Back in the Soviet Union, he permitted more cultural expression, but then began banning stuff based on his own personal taste. Modern art looks like a child urinated on a canvas. Banned. Jazz music sounds like the feeling of needing to fart. Banned. Your poetry is really depressing. How could anyone in the Soviet Union be depressed? You're banned. Khrushchev wanted the Soviet people to be happy, but not like that. Or that.
I want to make Germans happy, not in a
enjoying
communist
a
way.
blunt Western pop culture. Son, remove that disgusting
Liberalism
once. Shut up, Dad. You
as
can't
well?
tell me what to do. Well, would you look at that? Turns out he can tell me what to do. The West had initially liked the cut of Khrushchev's jib, but world events soon soured relations even more. The two sides were spying on each other a whole lot throughout the Cold War. The KGB had spies and informants in nearly every aspect of Russian life and government. So much so that whenever the US tried to send spies into the Soviet Union, the KGB were usually ready to arrest them on the spot. Members of the
Stop acting like Germans, please!
Acquiring the bomb.
He looks like Harry Potter!
We're on the wrong side. I'll sell you 3 secrets for $5 million.
But he's not Harry Potter,
He's
he's
digging a
just
tunnel under East Berlin to tap your communications. There's an American agent living at this address in Moscow, and sometimes, when I'm home alone, I like to put on my wife's dresses, sit in the corner, and cry for hours. Very interesting. In America, fear took hold during the Red Scare and the McCarthy
This is
trials.
us.
American values imploded as fear of communism collided with freedom of thought and expression, and communist kind of became a buzzword.
Buzzwords. Buzz.
Your next door neighbor's dog?
Bullying has
The grocery
buzzwords.
store cashier asks if you need a bag when you clearly can't carry 10 tubs of baconaise in your hands. Communist. But one area in particular where the US had an edge over the Soviet Union was in its espionage technology. In particular, U-2 spy planes flew across Russia carrying out surveillance from the skies. There was a nasty incident in 1960 though, when one was shot down, and Khrushchev was furious. Who the hell is this? He's a high-altitude weather enthusiast who flew off course. Okay, that sounds plausible. Wait a minute. Why does he have a gun and a poison needle? Because he's a very naughty high-altitude weather enthusiast. But much to America's concern, the Soviet Union appeared to be ahead in the space race. Everyone freaked out when Russia launched the world's first satellite.
Oh my
and then they
god.
actually sent a man into
It's
space.
supposed to be
Even
Germany.
worse, there also appeared to be a missile gap in the Soviets' favor. And Khrushchev
When it's
was so
supposed to be
confident that
this
he even allowed
space
the US to
thing.
set up a technology exhibit in
This
Moscow,
is
attended
worse.
by a certain Vice President Richard Nixon. Check this out. We have color TV. Yes, but we've been to space and can obliterate you with our massive nuclear arsenal. Check out this vegetable peeler. Tensions increased further when both sides upgraded their atomic bombs to hydrogen bombs. And after West Germany was allowed to join NATO in 1955...
Yes, we joined NATO, wait.
Warsaw Pact, strengthening the military ties
Oh my
between the
god.
Soviet Union and its satellite states. In 1960, Americans decided they wanted a new president who would be tough on communism, so they elected John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy was a jerk.
Technology, but it was also bleeding its coffers dry.
He is Democrat. Not that kind of Democrat. This kind of Democrat. A liberal Democrat. Who makes peace with Soviets. Edge. He has labor job. Because I heard all about his phone calls. Oh yeah. Everybody go to West Berlin.
Factories to lose workers and taking a heavy toll on the economy. Soviet leaders decided this couldn't continue any longer. First, Khrushchev tried this. Leave West Berlin, or else. Or else what? Or else, I'll be really mad at you. Yeah, no, we're gonna stay. Listen, man, West Berlin is ours, East Berlin is yours. That's just how it is. Kennedy felt pretty good about his show of American resolve. But wait a second. Did you catch that? Let's replay it. Uh-oh, Kennedy just...
Why are you smiling?
What the Soviets did with
Both of you.
Berlin. So Khrushchev came up with a new idea. We're gonna build a wall, and it's gonna be a big, beautiful wall, and it's gonna keep out all the Mexicans.
Hey, that's the most conservative thing I've ever seen. You're not conservative, you're communist.
On August 13th,
At least you
1961,
have
Berliners woke up to find their city divided into two, with barbed wire and guards blocking the border between east and west. Over time, a wall was constructed throughout the city. Families were torn apart. Thousands would risk their lives escaping over the wall, and hundreds would die trying. To the despair of Berliners, the West were unable to do anything about it, but the wall did put on full display.
But we can send a military
as Kennedy said,
to destroy the wall and invade East Germany. It's simple.
US diplomats were still allowed to travel to East Berlin.
Even if it was realistically.
East Berlin crossing guards
Or
started
not
giving them the business, and Kennedy was like, nah. In October, the US rolled tanks up to the crossing point.
We are supposed to send the tanks.
The Soviets did the same, and the two were in a standoff. They stayed like that for 16 hours, and the world braced for nuclear Armageddon. Thankfully, though, Kennedy called Khrushchev directly and was like, hey man, this is getting way too hot. How about you back your tanks up by an inch and we'll do the same? Sounds good. Okay, how about you back your tanks up by another inch and we'll follow suit? Alright, hey, you wanna do another inch? And they both very slowly inched away from the apocalypse. Phew, let's hope that's the biggest crisis of my presidency. It wasn't.
Okay, thanks for watching this video. Please leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell if you want to see this video, links down below. If you want to see my DVD, links down below. If you want to see my TikTok, links down below. If you want to see my Steam, links down below. So thanks for watching and see you guys later. Bye!